guys, what's cooking? Looks like I did it again. I watched an old VHS movie last night and I want to talk to you about it. 1995's Batman Forever. I put this one to a poll against two other movies and a bunch of people responded to it. I really love the other two titles, so we will definitely save them for upcoming reviews. But for this one, the winner is the wildly memorable and entertaining 1995 comic book classic written by married duo Lee Batchelor and Janet Scott Batchelor, with Joel Schumacher picking up the cape and cowl to direct where Tim Burton left off. Say what you will about the dark grit of Burton's Gotham, the shift to Schumacher's neon lit and overall lighter feel kind of went hand in hand with the commercial, toy-friendly, and campier tones of previous Batman like 1960s Adam West, chasing around Cesar Romero in Joker makeup. Only this time, our man Val Kilmer is gunning for Jim Carrey's kooky riddle maker instead. 1995 was poppin'. With a powerful cast for the time, Batman Forever was a highly anticipated movie event. It had huge boots to fill with the previous successes of the first two films. People were expecting the same fireworks, and then some, with this project. And although Rotten Tomatoes may like to call it a flop, it was actually considered overall to be a box office hit, becoming the sixth highest grossing film that year. Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, Chris O'Donnell, Nicole Kidman, Michael Gough reprising his role as Alfred Pennyworth from the first two movies. The only other person to do this was Pat Hingle as Commissioner Gordon. Little roles for Drew Barrymore and Debbie Mazar, both favorites in the 1990s. If you don't remember Debbie Mazar, she played Henry Hill's Gumar in Goodfellas. And if you are unaware, Gumar means side chick in Italian. All right. Of course, picking up the Caped Crusaders batsuit for the first and last time was none other than Val Kilmer. Rest in peace, King. Speaking of the Saint, shout out to Kilmer for doing this movie and then going on the same year to do another one of his best and my personal favorites, Heat by Michael Mann. The dude was an absolute powerhouse. His ability to play deep mentoring roles was insane. He was incredible. You know, the way that he describes to Robin how it's going to go when they kill Two-Face, that his pain will only grow, and he will not only keep trying to find a new face to replace it, but his vengeance will continue to grow out of his control, was nothing short of profound, truly accurate, and another reminder why Val was an amazing Batman. I don't feel like he got nearly the love he deserved for his portrayal of Bruce. The Tommy Lee Jones Jim Carrey dynamic was extremely interesting to watch. Jim Carrey, hot off the heels of comedy TNT like Dumb and Dumber and The Mask, things like huge primetime television hits, In Living Color, was basically everybody's hero at that time. Tommy Lee Jones, a very serious actor, had previous film chops in things like Oliver Stone's JFK, Natural Born Killers, and the phenomenal classic with Harrison Ford, The Fugitive. He had just been in and experienced a flop on the film Cobb, where Dumb and Dumber had just blown up, which may have added to that tension. But as history would reveal, Tommy couldn't stand Jim. And according to Carrey, he even went as far as to tell him at a restaurant in public that he, quote, hated him and couldn't sanction his buffoonery. Whether Tommy Lee Jones disliked Jim Carrey's up and downtown style of acting or not, the two are entertaining on screen. I may even go as far as to say I think that the tension adds to the storyline, where the two form a non-trusting alliance with knives at each other's back while giving a hug. Long story short, it worked. The film immediately throws you right into the action. Immediately, nice weapon selection. Bro definitely had AOL dial-up before everyone else. Badass Batmobile, like right off the Rippington. I love that thing. Let us not forget to mention a subtle But key standby that makes these films, reprising his role as Alfred Pennyworth in all four in this franchise, Michael Gough. And no disrespect to Michael Caine, I really loved him in the Nolan trilogy, you know, but there was something about Michael Gough and his nonchalant pseudo-British manner that when he played Alfred, it just makes him the GOAT. Another thing about this film is the camera angles throughout the entire film are nothing short of nauseating. It's like they're trying to replicate a terrible non-functioning roller coaster for no reason. The red and pink neon light combinations absolutely sucked me in as a kid, and in a way, they haunted me. The use of neon paint around the city was so cool, especially the scene where Dick steals the Batmobile and he beats up the henchman donning neon face paint in an alley while saving an unfortunate damsel in distress, stealing a kiss before being caught by Bruce and dragged home to be scolded for his poor decisions. And while we're on that scene, shout out to the props department for the horrendous floppy spoiler that they threw on the back of the Batmobile for that scene, because it made me laugh so hard I spit out my coffee during the rewatch. One thing that you can say is that the marketing on this movie was so much better than the predecessors. The toys were absolutely lit. The Robin action figure and the Batmobile with light up blue wheels were my two favorites growing up. And they even had a very special collector's cup set from McDonald's, which I have here and is my own personal complete set from back in the day. Uh, these were things that were just better back then. McDonald's doesn't really do much of anything that great anymore. I guess we can get Pokemon cards, yes, but they do not have the same magic or the same collector's luster that they used to have back then. The soundtrack for this film is well known, with the main track being Seal's chilling and effective dark ballad Kiss from a Rose. Pretty tracks like Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me by U2 and the haunting chime of the bells in Bad Days by the Flaming Lips were both electric, and they fit the tone perfectly. We even had a questionable track, The Riddler, by hip hop superstar Method Man, yet again proving that Wu-Tang is in fact for the children. Always has been, always will be. This film was pure 90s coded in every way. Back when the best bang for your buck was for you and your buddies to head down to the local pizzeria and split a party tray before heading down to the theater and catching what was sure to be the entire wave. The third installment of the Dark Knight's storyline did not let us down. It was far greater a success than what followed with the unforgivable campiness, yet still loved cult classic with Batman and Robin. And while it may have been the beginning of the end for the franchise back then, I feel that there really was something for everybody here. Despite any hate it got for a subpar script, especially on Rotten Tomatoes, I'm giving this a confident 9.2 on the VHS watchability meter. And as always, I do highly suggest that you go down to your local thrift store or video store, if you are lucky enough to know of one, and get this bad boy on cassette to watch it the way the video gods intended. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we will be back for more upcoming reviews from the Retro Room. Stay tuned.